Who you choose to live with after 70 can quietly shape the next chapter of your life more than any supplement, diet plan, or retirement strategy ever could. Not because you need a babysitter, not because you're losing your independence, but because presence, the people you share your space with, becomes the most powerful medicine of all. Your heart becomes more sensitive to stress, your mind more attuned to energy, and your soul more aware of whether you're truly seen or just tolerated. Our channel, Wellness for Modern Seniors, has always believed that your elder years aren't just about survival. They're about sovereignty living in a space where you feel at peace, respected, and fully alive. So before we dive in, drop the first letter of your name in the comments below and add a heart emoji. It's a simple way to bless your wellness journey and let us know you're here, walking this path with us in the Wellness for Modern Seniors community. And if you haven't already, subscribe and click the bell so you never miss a care tip tailored just for you. Now let me tell you what inspired this topic. Last winter, I had a cup of tea with a 92-year-old woman named Florence. Sharp as ever, quiet, wise, the kind who doesn't waste words. I asked her one simple question. What's the biggest reason you think you're still alive and thriving? At 92, she didn't talk about diet or doctors. She smiled and said, because I chose peace over pressure. I chose to live with people who give me life, not take it from me. And that's what we're here to explore. Here are 5 types of people you should consider living with after 70, not for convenience or necessity, but for vitality, joy, and deep soul-level wellness. Let's begin with the first type. 1. The listener. There's nothing quite like being heard. Not just heard for logistics like, did you take your medicine? Or what do you want for dinner? But truly heard, with the kind of patience that says, your story matters here. My modern and unstoppable seniors, many of you have been through wars, raised families, worked decades, sacrificed quietly. But somewhere along the way, you stopped being asked, what do you think? Living with someone who listens isn't a luxury. It's soul food. They don't just nod while scrolling on their phone. They sit. They lean in. They're present. And your brain, your heart, and your body respond. Science backs it up too. Research from the American Geriatric Society shows that seniors who feel listened to experience lower levels of anxiety and depression, sleep better, retain memory longer, and even recover from illness faster. Why? Because being heard reaffirms your worth. There's a woman named Rosie in our community, age 74, who told us about moving in with her daughter after her husband passed. She wasn't sure it would work, but her daughter did one thing that changed everything. She asked Rosie every week to tell a story from her past on purpose. Not just to be polite, but to learn. Rosie told stories of her childhood, of her first love, of raising kids in the 70s, and every time, her daughter listened with awe. Not because Rosie was perfect, but because her life had texture, and that texture had value. Rosie said, I finally feel like I'm not invisible. That is the power of living with a true listener. So ask yourself, does the person I live with give me space to speak? Do they rush me or receive me? Because one person who listens with heart is more healing than a house full of noise. This isn't the loud cheerleader type. No, the encourager is quieter but no less powerful. They're the ones who see the spark inside you, even when you've forgotten it's there. Maybe you used to paint, garden, or dance. Or maybe you dreamed of traveling or writing your memoir. The encourager remembers that you are still capable of joy and growth, no matter your age. Too often, society tells seniors to slow down, to take it easy. But that message can quietly shrink your world and dim your light. An encourager gently reminds you that life still holds adventure, the kind that feeds your soul and makes your heart race. Science shows that seniors who spend time with positive, hopeful companions have better mobility, memory, and even cardiovascular health. Because encouragement doesn't just lift your mood, it lowers stress hormones, boosts immunity, and strengthens your mind. I want you to meet Irene, 83 years young, a retired librarian who lived alone for years after her husband passed. She stopped doing crossword puzzles, a hobby she loved. Then her niece Heather moved in, not just to help with chores, but to bring a spark back. Every morning, Heather playfully challenged Irene. Bet you can finish today's puzzle faster than me. No pressure, just gentle fun. Within weeks, Irene was back to solving puzzles and even teaching Heather a trick or two. She smiled more, she stood taller. Because someone believed in her, right here, right now. So my modern and unstoppable. Seniors, when you think about who to live with after 70, look for the person who doesn't just see your history, but your present strength and future potential. 3. The quiet companion. There's a different kind of presence that can be just as powerful. Someone who doesn't ask for much, doesn't demand conversation or entertainment, just is. A quiet companion fills the room not with noise, but with calm. For many seniors, that kind of peace is priceless. Think of it as a balm for the nervous system. Someone who sits beside you, without needing words, who shares silence without awkwardness. That presence lowers stress, improves sleep, and supports heart health. Earl, 77, lost his wife and moved in with his old high school friend Peter, who was also widowed. They didn't try to fix each other or analyze grief. Instead, each morning, they'd sit on the porch drinking coffee, watching birds, sharing jokes quietly, or sometimes nothing at all. That simple, steady presence softened all's loneliness and made the house feel like home again. So if you're wondering who to live with after 70, don't overlook the gift of peace. You don't need someone to fill every moment with chatter or activity. Sometimes, the greatest gift is the quiet presence that lets you simply be. If you're finding this helpful, give it a like. It's a small act, but it blesses this community and helps spread wellness to more modern and unstoppable seniors just like you. Now, let's talk about the 4th type of person who can make all the difference in your life after 70. 4. The practical helper. This isn't about fancy gestures or grand speeches. It's the person who quietly shows up and takes care of the little things that can pile up and feel overwhelming. Think about it. A leaking faucet, a confusing phone call, a trip to the doctor, or even remembering your medications. These small challenges can weigh heavily on your spirit. The practical helper steps in with steady, reliable support. They don't take over your life or make you feel less capable. Instead, they help you save your precious energy for what truly matters: connection, creativity, and joy. Clara, 81, lives alone, but has her niece Ellie nearby. Ellie visits regularly to help with groceries, mail, and tech questions. Clara finds frustrating. She doesn't insist or nag. She simply shows up, helps where needed, and leaves Clara feeling stronger and more secure. Accepting help doesn't mean losing independence. It means protecting it. It means choosing wisely where to invest your energy so you can keep living fully. 5. The respectful equal. Finally, the person you share your home with after 70 must see you as a whole human being with your strengths, quirks, and boundaries. Respectful equal doesn't treat you like a project or someone who needs fixing. They honor your choices, listen without judgment, and support your autonomy. They understand that respect is the foundation of all meaningful relationships. Living with someone who respects your independence and dignity can make your home a sanctuary where your spirit thrives. Florence, the 92-year-old elder I mentioned earlier, put it simply: choose someone who honors your soul, not just your body. So my modern and unstoppable seniors, who you live with after 70 is one of the most powerful decisions you can make for your health, happiness, and longevity. Look beyond convenience or obligation. Seek out the people who lift you up, bring calm, and respect your full self. When you do, you don't just add years to your life, you add life to your years. If this message spoke to you, please hit that like button. It blesses your journey and helps bring this wisdom to other modern and unstoppable seniors who need it too. And if you haven't already, subscribe and click the bell so you never miss a care tip tailored just for you. Thank you for being part of the Wellness for Modern Seniors community. Here's to living well, loving well, and thriving after 70.